Hello, everybody, and welcome to the third episode of Working at Home with Mike O'Brien. I am Mike O'Brien, and if you're unfamiliar with the show, I am a tour guide in the city of Boston. I'm obviously unable to work due to the coronavirus, so here I am on my roof giving folks a tour of the city of Boston. It's the third episode. We'll be talking about the Beacon Hill neighborhood and things that it has to offer. But before we get to that, I'd like to thank the dozens and dozens of viewers I had for the first two episodes. Hopefully today we'll have dozens and dozens and dozens of viewers. If you like the show, I want you to like it on Facebook and share it. Same thing with the Instagram. I have a YouTube page. Feel free to subscribe to that. I have some of my old stand-up bits on there you can go check out. So we'd love to have you do all those things, get this off the ground. Maybe I don't have to be a tour guide anymore. Maybe I can be an internet guy. I don't know. I don't even know how that works or if that's really a thing. And today we have our first paying sponsor of Working at Home with Mike O'Brien, and I am very thankful for that. And by paying, I mean he gave me $10 and a t-shirt from his business, which I'm gonna wear once I get it. I'm very excited about the shirt. I'm sure I'll look fantastic and I'll wear it on the show. It's gonna be wonderful. It is JHG Builders. Go to jhgbuilders.com. Check it out. That is John Hayes Goggins. I've known him my whole life. That's my cousin, by the way. He is wonderful. If you're looking for home remodeling, refurbishing, you got a living room, a bathroom that you need redone, maybe you bought a fixer-upper, you need some help with that, you want to get it done right, you're going to want to check out jhgbuilders.com. I have his Instagram page up on the link here. You want to check that out? Go check out John. He's a wonderful person. I've known him my whole life. Go see JHG Builders. So today on Working From Home with Mike O'Brien, we're going to be talking about Beacon Hill. Beacon Hill, one of the more affluent areas of the city of Boston. Those houses were actually originally made in the late early 1800s. They are now worth millions and millions of dollars. That neighborhood was originally settled by William Blackstone in the 1620s. He named this area the Shawmut Peninsula, later sold it to the Puritans. They named it Boston, of course, still Boston to this day. If you go check out Beacon Hill, a lot of great things to see there. They have gas lanterns lining the streets. Really beautiful, kind of have an old-time colonial feel. They have a lot of cobblestone streets. If you check out Acorn Street, I've been told it's the most photographed street in America. I've never actually taken a picture, therefore I'm not showing you a picture of it. I mean, it's cool. It's a cobblestone street. I mean, I don't know why it's the most photographed street, but that's what they tell me, so that's what I'm going for. I've never counted all the photographs. I'm just going off what people tell me on that. I have not really pointed out where Beacon Hill is. You cannot obviously see it from my roof here. A lot of buildings being blocked, basically behind the glass building. It's about a 15-minute walk from my place here in North Street in the north end of Boston. During the 1800s, early 1800s, a lot of British soldiers and other sailors and things like that would go to the north slope of Beacon Hill, or the back slope. Now that got all the shade, really. It was never really in the sun, so there wasn't a lot of houses there, a lot of bars, things like that. People got drunk, people got crazy, fights broke out. It was actually, I read online, it was nicknamed Mount Whoredom, which I don't know if that's true, but it's the greatest nickname for a neighborhood I've ever heard, and I'm just gonna go with it, you know, because it's pretty damn awesome. Now, during the Civil War, that neighborhood, they kind of wiped some of the stuff out. They put some houses up there, and it was actually where they had one of the highest populations of free blacks during the Civil War. Philadelphia actually had the highest population at the time. While visiting Beacon Hill, you can follow the Black Heritage Trail, which starts at the 54th Regiment statue, which you are looking at right now, right across the street from the State House, which we'll be talking about in a little bit. The 54th Regiment is the first all-black volunteer regiment of the Union Army. If you ever saw the movie Glory, that is what that movie is all about. The man on the horse's name is Robert Gould Shaw. He was the leader of that infantry. In the movie Glory, he was portrayed by Matthew Broderick. Denzel Washington was also in the movie Glory. He portrayed a soldier in the 54th Regiment. Denzel actually won the Best Supporting Actor Oscar that year. True story, I used to be a limo driver. I mentioned it on the episode before this. I actually got to drive Denzel Washington once around Boston. We were driving up Beacon Hill. I was so excited to point out the 54th Regiment to Denzel. I said, "Hey, Mr. Washington, that's the 54th Regiment monument." And Denzel Washington replied, "What's that?" And I was like, check your Oscar. He was like, "Oh, Glory, don't tell anyone I said that." I was like, "Are you kidding me? I'm telling everyone you said that." Something you should probably know. At the top of Beacon Hill is the State House, designed by Charles Bulfinch, started in 1795, one of the most famous architects of the time. He was actually self-taught. He just went over to Europe, saw some buildings, was like, I could do that, and he did, so good for him for doing that. Cornerstone was laid by Sam Adams and Paul Revere. It's actually on the land owned by John Hancock, actually. His house used to be there. Historical societies were formed because they tore down John Hancock's house because it was falling apart and they felt it was unsafe, and so people were upset about that. Historical societies got together, ended up saving a lot of historical buildings still to this day. Now, that golden dome you saw was in fact gold, a little under 24 carats of gold. It's not solid gold, it's actually some sheet wraps, almost like wallpaper of gold there. If you want to take a tour of the State House, you can do that at the side entrance here. You're looking at the General Hooker entrance, which is free of charge to go through the General Hooker entrance and take tours. You can walk through it yourself. I've been told there's a private Hooker entrance, but I have never actually seen it. And if you're counting at home, that is the second Hooker reference today. And here is a picture of me on the tour of the State House right in front of the governor's podium there. I was lucky, that's usually not there. I got to take a wonderful picture there. I'm sure I'm promising everything and I will not follow through on anything because that's what politicians do. And if you go to the back of the State House, there's a wonderful courtyard here right now. You're looking at a memorial in honor of the fallen police officers of Massachusetts. Boston, the first paying police department in America. Boston is also the first paying fire department in America, but they used to pay by the fire. So whenever there was a fire, all the firehouses would show up at once. Fist fights would break out over who got to actually fight the fire. You're looking at a monument in honor of the fallen firefighters of Massachusetts. Why they are posed like Charlie's Angels, I don't know, but they are. I want to thank you all for watching episode 3 of Working at Home with Mike O'Brien. I had a wonderful time with you. I hope you had a wonderful time with me. Like I said, like and share, show your friends, your family, your enemies, get as many people watching this as possible. Really looking forward to tomorrow's show, which of course is St. Patrick's Day we'll be talking about. St. Patrick's Day. Very excited about that. Hope you guys tune in tomorrow. Miss you, love you all equally, and ta-ta for now. Bye-bye.